our good friend Dustin Dopirak from the Indy Star with us now. Indiana does not play until 9:55 Friday night.
I mean, first off, Indianapolis bars are looking for this. This is an all-time one, by the way, because they've got Purdue at 6:50 and Indiana at 9:55, and it is St. Patrick's Day. So, like, Indy, do it up.
Oh my God, I did not even think about that.
How did you not? I mean, I guess it's because I don't have to cover it. Like, I absolutely thought about it. So, like, yeah, I mean,
I'll tell you why, because I was up till midnight last night looking at nothing but hotel rooms, flights, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, God, I just got home from Chicago, and you go straight to that and trying to get all that stuff figured out, and it's like a headache.
Yes, but yeah, so St. Patrick's Day, 9:55 p.m. So, like, everybody, especially whoever might be taking the day off to get tuned up all day. It is a marathon, not a sprint, kids. Just for the record, important knowledge to know. But yeah, no, like that's late. It's so late, but it's Friday and it's St. Patrick's Day. You know, like,
well, this will be a St. Patrick's Day that I guess I won't get to participate in.
That's true. You got to actually work. Shame.
And that game will not be over before midnight.
I'm going to wear my
– no chance. No chance.
I don't have to work that day, so I'll be wearing my "It's a Bad Day to Be a Beer" shirt and consuming adult beverages.
Good. There you go. That's the spirit right there. Should always be that way.
I will remember to take something green with me. I'll do that.
Go. That's, there you go.
Are you going to fill out a bracket?
Yeah. I am still an American, Jim, just because I don't cover the NCAA.
I am American.
Something changed like that.
Still alive. That's like the Jeff Brom thing. I'm alive.
Am
I
alive? Is this football? Then yes, I'm playing.
Oh my God! What a great, what a great clip to have if you're a head coach. Holy cow!
No, it works. So yeah, I will be filling out the bracket. I have not done one yet. I have not begun. I've taken a basic glance at it. But I mean, I think this is gonna be a wide open tournament. It just has that sense that it doesn't seem like anybody's very good. But my one concern is I think Alabama might be very, very good, and that's gonna make for a weird couple of weeks.
They're playing through some tough situations, which makes you tougher.
Right. That's a great way to put it. I mean, that's certainly a euphemism for it.
Does getting to the national stage, they're not going to escape it, because the first thing that came out of Greg Gumbel's mouth last night when he announced them was, I mean, literally after saying Alabama, the number one seed, was they dealt or got through criminal activity and not having charges. That was boom. I'm like going, wow. Yeah. That was just he just threw a big old sticker on him right there. And so, they're not going to escape that. That's going to be that's going to be a storyline throughout this entire tournament.
It is. And I mean, like right now, like, I mean, again, you might ask me in a week, ask me in 2 weeks, like, does it matter? Like, is this something that's waiting on them? They've been dealing with it for weeks, and they seem to be getting better. Like, they seem to be getting better, like, with it. Like, they almost seem to be embracing being the team that nobody wants to see win. I mean, I don't know if they're hated. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's because it's an awkward deal, because obviously Brandon Miller wasn't the guy who did it. The guy who actually, again, in the legal sense, supplied the gun is off the team. And the other guy that actually used it was never on the team in the first place, as far as I know. So, like, on some, it's just the third guy in line is still on the team, but he happens to be maybe the most talented player playing college basketball this season. Maybe not, like, he's not going to be the number one pick because there's other guys playing other places that are better, but like, he's probably the most talented guy in college basketball this year. And so he's going to be, he's actually absolutely going to be looked at. And like, it is not going to be a fun story when, like he plays and he could be awesome and he could win most outstanding player. And there's this thing that's going to be hanging over him and nothing's going to change. There are not going to be any charges, like there is not going to be, the Alabama, the state of Alabama is not going to swoop in and sort of.
Oh, hell no. They'll do the opposite.
Right, exactly. Well, I mean, but it's like again, there's nothing that you could have ever charged him with. He provided something that was his, and that person did something illegal with it. So, but you can't hold him accountable for what somebody else did with their own property. So, bottom line, there's nothing that's going to get this guy off the floor. That's not coming, and so he is going to play. He is going, and they're going to get as far as he takes them. And that's going to be the story. Is there going to be some wear with that? I don't know, but again, they look bigger and badder every time I watch them, and they're Alabama. Like, I mean, like SEC, like in the SEC, hate fuels you, like in every sport. Like that's true across the board. Shooty, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I do know what you're talking about. Yes.
When they are hated, they love it. They run on hate down there. Like it is a constantly fueling mechanism, man. Like Tennessee baseball loves your hate, loves it. Absolutely just feeds on it. And so, yeah, like they're from the SEC, man. They're not going to be afraid of nothing. Like they're going to get all these questions from national. They'll be like, we don't care. We're playing. And they could win. They're scared of nothing. And like, I mean, again, there might be some wear and tear when you get every national guy in there. And Brennan Miller's still a freshman. And like maybe when, but like there have been enough national people to descend it down there. Like it's not going to be the same as it's going to be in the tournament, but there have been people down there, like there have been people that have been sent down there like, hey, go cover this. Like Coley Harvey was down there, ESPN national reporters are going and spending some time. Mike Rothstein was down there. Like, and, they're going to write exposés for the Final Four, like there's going to be stuff that comes out, but is that going to matter? I don't know. Right now, it's not trending toward that it will.
Something else to look forward to is a potential matchup with Indiana and Houston. And that wouldn't take long. As a matter of fact, that would occur in the round of 32.
Mm-hmm. Sweet 16.
16. Yeah. Indiana's a 4, Houston's the 1. Hey, I mean, Rob Senderoff, we got like recurring NCAA drama right out of the gate, man.
And it's all the time. And there's no way it's not that it's accidental. They love to do that stuff, and but I think it's great drama.
More power to them, frankly, as far as I'm concerned. Just like it's like create chaos because you can. If you were the NCAA tournament committee, you like if you put all three of us in the room and we had to be objective or in theory, but like we also wanted to do stuff and have fun putting together a tournament, would we create chaos? Yes.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah, 100%. Like if you let us three, it's like, oh, look at this.
I'm like, no, put these guys here. Make them play. Make these two coaches play each other.
Exactly. We would so do that. We would.
I own it in the bracket with Kentucky. I promise you.
But we would totally do that.
I feel like look. I mean, here's one that I feel like got overlooked or not talked about would be that 8-9 matchup between Bruce Pearl and Fran McCaffrey. Yeah. I mean, two loose cannon coaches on the sidelines at the same time.
Bruce is not that much of a loose cannon.
He can't. Well, okay, he's not.
Compare him to Fran McCaffrey.
Well, no, but he has his moments.
Yeah, one he has his moments. One he has just a lifetime, a career of crazy stuff. Some of which was NCAA legal at the time. So yeah, Bruce Pearl. Yeah, God, like him and Fran. I think Pearl was a Iowa assistant, wasn't he? I think I could be wrong about that. Maybe look.
That's a good question.
I'm going to go ahead and Google that while we're talking. But yeah, I think.
Well, while you're doing that, I was in on a conversation over the weekend that involved the official.
Yeah, it was 86-92. 86-92. Bruce Pearl was an Iowa assistant.
There you go.
I did not know that. He was also former head coach at the University of Southern Indiana. Didn't know that.
I didn't know. 92 to 2001. Did not know that. And then it was Milwaukee, and then it was Tennessee when he really hit the, went public.
The big time.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But remember the instance where Fran McCaffrey did the stare down with the official?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I heard the account from the official was he's asked what was going on. He goes, Well, he come out and he did that, did what he did. He said, I took one step forward, and he said he took a step because I'm thinking in my mind, he takes another step, he's gone. Or if he says a single word, he's gone.
Yeah.
And that's when, he didn't say it out loud. He was just telling himself this. And that was McCaffrey. He said he stood there and finally turned around. And he goes, in the next moment, it was gone. And so it was funny just to overhear that. And to hear conversations with officials and at tournaments. That's the great thing about covering these events to me, is when you're not really working, but you're there and there's so much other things going on, and you just are able to absorb things that you otherwise wouldn't have because you weren't there or at that time, and that's the great part. Those kinds of conversations that, like you being in the locker rooms and whatnot, those are the great things.
It's just being around people. I mean, like that's the big part of reporting and whatnot. It's just like, it's why you got to be in the location,
being around them freely.
Right. And so, I mean, you might be able to use it. You might not be able to use it. You might be in a position where you could say, hey, can I talk to you about that thing that you were just saying, but with a tape recorder? And
like the story I just told. I'll tell the story, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to tell who was the participants in the conversation.
Right. I mean, like there's all
kinds of official.
Yeah. You have also totally told like if anybody's listening to this, you could totally find out what they said. The point of the matter. I mean, that's a big piece of it. Is just being around people, just crossing paths, and and when it gets to tournament time, between conference and real tournament time, everything is a little bit more free, and because people are in the building for other stuff, there is more opportunity to cross paths. Where during the season, it is much more easy to cloister everybody and make sure that everybody is just here and just there when you're supposed to be there, and that the media shows up and the media goes away, and it doesn't get to hang around and see people and cross paths with people. Whereas the tournament, it's much more difficult to control that. And so you're just around guys. So it's cool. So
I'll answer this question later, but before we have to lose you. Do you have a Final Four?
At this point, I don't. Give me a second. All right. I'm probably gonna pick Arizona just for the purpose of I don't know if I want to see it.
Before the tournament started, I was sold on Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that they can't. Texas has beat their ass twice.
Yeah. I don't love Kansas. I don't.
Jim's predicting an all Big 12 Final Four because he loves the conference so much.
I do. Hey, I do love the Big 12. I'm not going to lie to you. I love the amount of great, tough teams they have.
I'll be honest. Like, I mean, I'm looking back at the bracket again. Like, there is not one region where I feel like stone cold comfortable saying somebody's going. I don't. I mean, I don't like.
There is no Duke from 92 and 93 or Indiana. There are no teams that we think, they're going to win it.
If not for for the thing we just talked about, I would pick Alabama, and that would be the one team that I would feel really confident in. In the Midwest, I don't love anybody. I mean, like, I think Texas is pretty good. I mean, it just Houston, is Sasser going to be 100%? He says he is. Groins are tricky. I don't know, whether they're going to be there or not. I mean, like, I think Kansas gets through to the Elite Eight without too much of a problem. I mean, I don't love UConn or St. Mary's enough to get them. But Gonzaga or UCLA could get them. I kind of like that UCLA team, even though they lost one of their big guys. Again, like, I don't trust Purdue at all. I think there's a pretty good chance they lose to Duke because I think Jeremy Roach is better than any of those guards. I just do. I mean, Jeremy Roach is playing at really high level basketball. So if Duke gets by Tennessee, I like Duke to get him, and I think Tennessee might get him too. I mean, Edey just X factor is not the word. I mean, he's solid. You're going to get like 30 and 15 from him in most of these games. It's the question of, can they get anything from anybody else? And I just don't think there's enough. I think guard play matters too much in the tournament.
Exactly.
So
the first time they run against a team that has veteran and good defensive guards, Purdue is in deep doo-doo.
Yeah, exactly. And as somebody that can score on them and can defend them, like, again, like Hood Schifino made them look bad. And so I think there are other guys that can do the same. And they
nearly lost yesterday. Penn State made a hell of a run and almost completed that comeback.
Right, exactly. So, I don't trust Purdue. Again, again, Bama, I just don't know that everybody wants to see it. But, Bama, Arizona is going to be a good game if it happens. And I have a hard time imagining that Bama will be out before the Elite Eight. I don't see Virginia or San Diego State slowing them down. Arizona can make a big game of it. I mean, I love those two bigs, Bello and Sabelis and like Kreese. I don't love their guards either, but they are what they are. I mean, I think I like Arizona over Baylor. Texas and Houston, if it gets that far, has a chance to be interesting. I mean, I don't think it would be crazy for Indiana to beat Houston. Indiana can lose to Kent State. I mean, like I totally there is no right now. There is no outlook for Indiana that I will tell you that you're stone cold wrong. They could get beat by Kent State. They could get beat by Miami. They could get beat by Drake if Drake beats Miami. They could get beat by Houston, but they could beat all of those teams. And I don't think that there's anybody in the southern half of that bracket that they can't beat. Xavier, Texas, I don't think it's out of the question that they could beat those teams. I mean, if you tell me Indiana goes to the Final Four, I believe you. If you tell me Kent State beats Indiana, I believe you. Like, any outlook is possible for Indiana.